about the Oklahoma City side, though, because Adrian Wojnarowski reporting that Russ and his agent are talking with Thunder GM Sam Presti about the next step of his career. Does he stay in Oklahoma City? Does he leave? Do they try to work out a trade? They have assets now. Do they maybe want to collect some more and just really do a reboot? Russ has 4 years, $171 million left on his contract. So the Thunder are still in the luxury tax, even without Paul George on their roster. So do they want to stay in the luxury tax for a team that's Russ and some younger guys and sort of whatever else they have there? And do they want to be paying Russ nearly $50 million the year he turns 34? But then again, they have to decide if somebody else is going to want to go do that. Vince Carter is here on set. Just look at him. He's got his hand in his hands.
Oh, my goodness.
Buried over the idea.
If I was getting $47 million at 34, Lord heavens.
Living in Oklahoma, by the way.
Well, for now. So my question to you guys is, Vince, from a player's perspective, if you see the direction the franchise is going, do you want out at that point?
Well, first and foremost, I want to know what are they going to do now? Where do we go from here? What is the plan? You made this happen. You allowed this to happen. However you want to word that. What happens now? Because I'm here now. I've been loyal. I've done everything. I've played my butt off, so on and so forth. Mm-hmm. What happens now? And then he can choose and dictate from there. All right, well, I need to move on, or we need to get this done now. Okay,
but you saw the contract numbers. I mean, our other teams, on our earlier show, Kendrick Perkins said, I think he'd fit in great with the Heat. I see that. These are big numbers to be talking about.
That's a lot of money. But Rachel, after I said, hey, he's productive and he's healthy, and then we went off air after that, I went back and did the actual numbers. Last 4 seasons, 314 out of a possible 324 games played, averaging over 36 minutes per game. He's got an MVP in that. He's got a couple of top 5
triple doubles, obviously.
He's incredibly productive, and he's healthy. And you might, if you're a team that has its brothers, for instance, the Clippers might say, I don't know, we want Russell Westbrook, and we got these 2 guys. But if you're a team that doesn't have its brothers, you don't have the choice. Beggars can't be choosers. He plays. He's healthy.
Yeah.
He's on the court.
And he's efficient.
And he's good.
Well, here's my question, though. And by the way, I'm one of the people who voted for Russ for MVP. I still stand behind that vote. I think there's so many things Russ brings to the table, right? But I do see, Vince, you're one of the only humans we have witnessed in the league whose athleticism does not decline into their 30s. And his game is built on athleticism. And so I understand why Oklahoma City had to sign him to that Supermax, because they were after Kevin Durant and they needed to get that deal done and re-anchor the franchise, and that went into his MVP year. Other teams don't have all of those extra narrative things going on. Do you think his game is going to be the same at age 33 or 34 when you're paying him $50 million as it is now?
We don't know that. I didn't know if I would still be the same player, have the same athleticism, but it depends on what he wants out of his game and career. I think with him, he can still find some athleticism and savor the athleticism that he has. When he got injured with the knee, did everybody expect to see rest like this? No, you know what I'm saying? So it's possible that he can keep it. He'll put the work in.
Yep, absolutely. We got to get to our distant replay. It's this date in 2007 featuring Rudy Gay, and we'll be back after this.
Gay, what a move on. Oh, no! Welcome to the NBA, Mr. E.
And he's doing.
You saw it coming, didn't you?
That's Yee. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. Yeah, it is. It is Yee. No, I think he said job well done. He probably said job well done, you got us.
Right. There you go. I'm Rachel Nichols here with our front office insider, Amin El Hassan, and the future Hall of Famer, Vince Carter.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for being back with us. We have so much to talk about on this show, but the biggest story, of course, is Kawhi Leonard and Paul George going up to team up with the Clippers. Sorry, Coco. That's the story here.
Yeah.
And look, Vince, I asked you this before we went on the air. This league is so different from when you came into it 22 years ago.
Absolutely.
Can you imagine a player saying, I want that guy who's under contract for 2 more years from another team?
No.
Him going to demand a trade and it all gets done in 24 hours?
I mean, you didn't even think about that. I mean, because you didn't think that was possible. It just wasn't the way of the league. And I honestly, maybe you can help me with this.
Right.
When it actually changed and it became a thing. But, it's just one of those things like, I don't know, back then it's just like, no, I'm trying to be such, and you would see a superstar on every team.
Yep.
You know, it's a little different.
Right, so I like to always say superstars demanding to get traded away. It's as old as the league, right?
Right.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar said, New York or LA, pick one.
Yep.
And that's a team he won a championship with, right? So that part isn't new. What's new is the players picking where they want to go and who they want to come with them.
Yeah.
And I think it's got to be 2010, right? It's got to be
of course.
LeBron
The Miami Heat.
and Chris Bosh coming to join Dwayne Wade.
But what about the Lakers with Gary Payton?
In 2000.
But those are free agents joining a team that was already there, and you could make an argument that Gary Payton left a lot of money on the table, but Karl Malone this is going to be his last run pretty much as a player. So I don't think it's quite the same as what we're talking about here, which is what Rachel said. It's not just that he said, I want to play with Paul George. It's that, but he's under contract. I don't care.
I don't care. Go get him.
I literally just said that right today on the radio today. I didn't know you could do that.
Right.
I didn't know you could just say, hey, man, he's happy over there, but I think he'd be happier with me.
And there's reporting in the Toronto Star, Bruce Arthur saying that he told the Raptors the same thing, by the way. He said, I want to play with Paul George, so whoever can figure this out. Toronto, though, feeling that L.A. had the upper hand. You see the potential starting lineup there. Don't forget Patrick Beverley also with that team, right? That team is going to be a defensive force. Montrezl Harrell. You got Lou Will there popping up the shots. We saw the odds to flip on the screen just a minute ago. 7-2 favorites to win the title. Vince, do you buy them as title favorites right now?
I mean, you have to, because defensively alone, they're going to lock down defenders at every position. And then you add Montrezl Harrell, and then whoever you want to put at the 4.
Well, I mean, that's a funny thing. We mentioned Beverly. We mentioned, obviously, Paul George and Kawhi. Mo Harkless is a Clipper, by the way.
Absolutely.
Right,
and he's a heck of a defender, too.
And that was his responsibility, guarding the best player.
Absolutely. So imagine that, by the way, Mo Harkless. You went from having the toughest defensive assignment to you might be 3rd or 4th on the list.
Right,
guys.
between Kawhi and PG and Pat Bev.
And by the way, think about the last super team that we had, the Golden State Warriors. We made so much of a big deal about their shooting and their offense. But they won championships because defensively, they could guard you with Clay. They could guard you with Andre. They could guard you with Durant.
They won championships because of all of it. The offense was good, too.
Yeah, along with that defense, they were hitting shots.
They were hitting shots.
Sure. But
yes.
I think these guys are shot makers, too.
Absolutely. So that's one side of this.